We're standing in the exhibition Uncertain Vistas, and it features a lot of new acquisitions for the Warrnambool Art Gallery. This is a chance to highlight what cultural gift donations mean to us, and also an amazing work that we've recently acquired. This show also features a number of highlights from the collection that may not have been seen in full before. The title Uncertain Vistas is really about exploring the unknown. These artworks are asking us questions that don't necessarily have answers. It's a way of us looking at the world without trying to resolve anything, which, when we consider the chaotic world that we live in, is a really great way to build resilience, and it's a really powerful tool to be able to live with the discomfort of the unknown. These works are a collection of those ideas. Behind me is a work by Jeff Lowe. It's from a series called 10 Famous Feelings of Men and Tower Hill. It was done in 1982 through to 1986. And it's based on Jeff Lowe's fascination with Tower Hill. He wasn't so much drawn to it as a landscape, more as a cultural idea, in that it reflects so many people's hopes, dreams and expectations. From the early settlers grazing and denuding of the site because of its natural resources, to its current state as a bustling tourist destination, Jeff was really fascinated by the way that these layers of human history exist as scars on the landscape. He wasn't so much drawn to an objective view of Tower Hill, but really went back again and again to try and uncover something that felt truthful about that site. So what you see behind me seems like a series of unfinished sketches or drawings, but really it was his attempt to draw out a larger truth about this landscape. These works beside me here are by an artist called Danny McDonald. They're made in Nelson, Victoria, and Port Mac in South Australia in the early 90s. They feature photographs of detritus from the farm and washed up things from the ocean that is turned into these collages, these cosmic plays almost. They're screen prints of highly technical nature that feature the collision of science and nature together, playing out this cosmic story. It's full of ambiguous symbols repeated again and again, and really it's up to the viewer to make their own story out of these operatic works. This painting is by Robert Dowling. It's called Minger in the Old Time, and it was painted in 1856. It's really unusual composition. Instead of being a typical 19th century portrait of a homestead, it's really a group portrait of First Nations people. You'll notice Robert Dowling's done a lot of detail in the faces of these individuals. It's because he knew them quite well, and it's based on a number of portraits he did of them over time. What's interesting about this composition is that the way that the homestead is in the background tells us something about the context that these First Nations people lived in at the time. So although they lived in harmony with the Wares who owned this property, it demonstrates how they had been forced off their land in order to create these great pastoral estates, and how they really lived on the fringes and were subject to the power of these early settlers.